Tell me about, you told me that the first 30 pounds you did in a very unhealthy way.
Yes, I did. It started out, you asked if I ever went to the gym, and when I really started focusing on losing the weight, I did start going to the gym. And the times that trainers assisted me with things and gave me advice on stuff that was very helpful, and they were guiding me in the right direction. But I just took it too far. I was very strict with calorie counting. I was eating no more than 1,000 calories a day. I would, which if you don't know the numbers, is not healthy for any adult. That's not nearly enough. And additionally, I would go to the gym, run off 1,000 calories, and then do some weights, which it took the weight off. It worked.
It worked,
but there were certainly
side
effects to that. I felt lousy, exhausted all the time.
Because you didn't have any energy. You weren't putting energy into your body in the form of fuel and food.
Right. There was no. Well, there wasn't none, but there wasn't sufficient.
There was enough.
And following, once I sort of got my head screwed on straight and said, hey, you know what, there's a better way to do this, and focused on more of a healthy regimen of weight loss, then my hair started falling out, which was stressful.
Because the hair loss for women is bad, but like hair loss when you're young, oh, that's not good.
It's all real. It's all real. It stayed in. But it's but it did get a lot thinner during that time. That was
so you were seeing the results of having sort of like abused yourself in that way, not nourishing yourself properly.
Exactly.
After you had already made the shift to go like, okay, I need to find a balance.
Right. Once I figured out in my mind, okay, this is the way to healthily do this. I guess my body's reaction was, okay, good, let's relax and stop worrying about hair now.
Right, okay. So, and what was your healthy balance? And what did you come to?
I found a more reasonable workout regimen. It wasn't that extreme anymore, but it was still significantly more than I had been doing beforehand.
Right. And then diet-wise?
Diet-wise, I am vegetarian. That came a little bit later on, and was also something that I did really unhealthily at first. That's discoveries. The vegetarian diet ended up being very helpful to me once I figured out this is.
But who or what got you to the point where you go like, okay, I'm obviously doing it the wrong way. What is the right way? Was it the internet? Did you talk to a nutritionist, or did you just sort of like cull information from different sources?
There was some culling from different sources. I did see a nutritionist once. It became clear that what I was doing with vegetarianism was not healthy.
Right.
And that was very helpful. She turned me on to the appropriate. You should be getting all your vitamins from food, but just in case, this is a good supplement for what you're doing.
Okay.
Which was it, and also gave me some very good recipes, which was helpful.
It's and so now you come back to, let's say your normal size weight, or is it normal size, or we say, I like to say that your neutral weight, because I think there's a weight that your body likes to be, that it's like, you try to push it one way or the other, you just kind of doesn't feel right. Your body kind of likes to settle when you're eating properly, you're working out, or just exercising. I feel like your body has a really nice, it's the known weight. And it may not be the one you want, but it's where your body is comfortable. Do you see a difference in the way, again, back to the perception, the way that people react to you, treat you? Do you see any sort of the curve of the bias? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think
so. Or did you experience it?
I perceive now more positive reactions than I ever did before, but that could be a factor of many things. It may be weight related. It may be related to focusing on just having a more general positive
Right.
outlook
In
internally.
general,
Yeah.
like your energy
Yeah.
is creating something as well.
Yeah, putting out something positive gets,
Right.
gets back something positive. But the perception, I think, really is a lot harsher for women, and it's what you said as far as, I was the big guy, I wasn't the fat guy.
Right.
And for a woman comparably overweight to
Right.
where I was at that point, she likely would have been, if anyone were to call attention to it at all, it would be the fat girl.
Right.
Which is not, that's very much double standard.
And so having this experience, obviously you're sensitive to this particular subject or the feeling around the subject. Do you feel that identification with women who have this weight issue? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or do you not? Because the question I'm trying to get at is, does it affect men? Obviously it does affect them differently because the standards are different. But as a man, having gone through this, when you see a woman being treated or referred to in a certain way, does it resonate with you in that way? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I've learned to sympathize with how difficult it is to maintain weight for some people. There's a buddy of mine who's been thin his entire life and it's worse than I ever have.
Right.
Which is just sometimes it's just your metabolism.
We want the stat there.
Exactly. But for the vast majority, I think, of people, it is very difficult to maintain a healthy weight, especially with the sort of advertising of buy these potato chips.
And the whole supersizing. Well, in this country, we're completely,
In this country,
where we have a disordered concept of food and of eating because of the way it's been commercialized, and we're victims of marketing. That's the sad part about it. Is because when you go to other countries, the obsession with they don't have an obsession with food the way that we do. And it's it's very odd, but it's such an interesting perspective because I've never spoken to a man about this subject and the feelings around it, or even just being in that body, having that experience, because it's almost as if women have just completely overtaken, and we own this whole this whole body image issue. When we know that men have it, but it's just so different.
It's something that I think for men, in general, having emotions about things is not considered manly in a traditional way, but certainly about issues of physical health and mental health. For men, I think those are extra stigmatized. For women, don't get me wrong. It is a huge challenge for women to deal with the level of appearance that is expected of them. But there is at least a recognition in society that it is a challenge.
Right, exactly.
And for men, it's less so, I think.
And so even just to talk about the idea that I feel fat, that's such a female phrase. You might say that in a circle of guys, and you're like, oh, you sound like a girl. But you should be able to say, I feel fat, I feel heavy.
And it happens. It absolutely
You know what I mean?
does.
So it's very interesting. I want to get into it more. It's just so difficult when you don't have a touchstone. You're my touchstone. It's a jumping off point because men don't generally discuss it the way that women do, even though they might need to. So thank you so much for doing this. And hopefully I'll dive into this more. Maybe you'll help me out.
I would love to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.